I flip him off. Fuck you, Eugene. I think I'll fuck Elena instead. But thanks for the offer, he winks. Bitch! What the actual fuck? That I dread about with him. Especially him living in this town for this amount of time. Trying to fix his house and everything. Because again, they're in a small town. Now I'm gonna cap. When I hear small town, I think of like, I don't think of rich million-dollar houses, mansions. I don't think that when I hear small town. I think of Sweet Home Alabama. It's like every time he gotta fight for his life. He is fighting for his life every time he leaves that damn house. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel if you are a returning subscriber, and if you're new, what's up? Y'all, so if you have been checking out like my communities tab, you guys already know what this video is about, also from the title below. But your girl basically did like a little communities tab, and I had you guys do a voting poll on what book you would like mostly and seeing me do a reading vlog of. So I ended up giving you guys 4 options to choose from. So the 4 options are, and I just put them also over here on the screen. It is The Book Thief, Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover, volumes 3, 4, and 5 of Yona of the Dawn, and The Final Offer. And as you can see from the results, as of today, this is Monday, I took the screenshot. The Book Thief, Ugly Love, and volumes 3, 4, and 5 of Yona of the Dawn all have 19%. And of course, you guys see the winner, which is The Final Offer, which is 44%. Okay? Okay. So, with that being said, this is what we're reading. So yeah, okay, I already have this book on my shelf. I think I showed you guys in one of my shorts of this unboxing. I've already read the first 2 of the Dreamland Billionaire series. I have them also on my shelf, which is the fine print and terms and conditions. So this is the last and final one, and I'm actually really excited. I heard a little bit about it so far and how a lot of people have enjoyed it, and also I've heard how it's kind of a little darker than what they were expecting, but yeah, I'm really excited. I'm also excited to hop into this because, you know, with this series, she kind of like brings back the past books in this trilogy, I'll say, so she don't start talking. She always talks about the past characters, like in Terms and Conditions. She talked about the characters in the fine print, and so in this one, I'm really excited to, you know, revisit back with Iris and them because, you know, Iris was Cal's best friend in Terms and Conditions, so we should definitely be getting back into introducing those characters with Iris and Declan, and then Zara, and I forgot the dude's name for the fine print. I'm sorry. It's been a while since I read it. For the synopsis, it reads, Callahan. I'm the Kane brother everyone gossips about behind closed doors. Trust fund brat, washed up athlete, high functioning alcoholic. No one knows the real me but her, Lena Castillo, my childhood best friend and the only woman I ever loved. When I broke her heart 6 years ago, I promised to never return to Lake Wisteria. I kept my word until my grandfather's will changed everything. To receive my inheritance, I was tasked with spending a summer at the family lake house before selling it. The request was simply in theory until my entire plan blew up on the very first day. Turns out, Lena doesn't just live at the house, but she claims to own it too. Then the second half of the synopsis says, Elena. Falling in love with Callahan Kane was a mistake. He told me so before destroying my heart and our friendship 6 summers ago. When he promised never to come back, I foolishly believed him. But then Cal showed up again, intending to sell his grandfather's lake house. The biggest flaw in his plan, my name's on the deed. Okay, so I'm really excited. I do want to mention though, I love how you guys voted on the thickest book of them all for me to read. I don't know if y'all got some beef with me or what, but this baby is thick. She's a thick girl, okay? Like, I was looking at all the other my dog's barking, so ignore him. But I was looking at all the other books, like The Book Thief, all the other books were smaller than this one. That's all I'm gonna say. He barking outside. We ain't even gonna stud him. Just ignore him, y'all. But anyways, with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and start. Reading The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. So let's just go ahead and hop right into it. sorry y'all, I gotta get down like this because for some reason my tripod look hella, it's not as tall as it was once, so I gotta bend down so y'all can see me. But baby, I finished the first chapter of Final Offer. I know y'all like, girl, you got so much left. First off, I will say I'm pretty, I mean, it's like what, 500 something page. It's almost, this is like almost 600 pages. It's 583 pages in this book, baby. Y'all will pick the longest book. Y'all ain't right for that. But anyways, I'm on the second chapter, and baby, let me just say something about their grandfather. I don't want to say he messy, but he low-key kind of messy. Like, if you think about it, like, I'm pretty sure we have all read the first 2 books in the series, and he has been plotting and planning to make it to where these guys get married, like settle down, start a family, be serious about life, and like run this company or run their, like, you know, because like their whole business thing is like kind of like a Disneyland, something like that. So it's like he's sneaky because it's like he so we learn about Alana, who is her grandmother. No, her mother used to work for their grandfather. I forgot his name. What was his name? Ooh, Mr. Kane. Mr. Kane, the grandfather, her mother used to work for him, and she has passed now, and so she has a deed that explains that the house that she's currently staying at is hers. But Cal's come into the picture, and he's like, no baby, that's like an outdated old deed. He didn't write it in his new deed before he had got sick, and his new deed, I guess, don't say that she owns that house or whatever the case may be. And so Cal's coming in like, I didn't even know you was gonna be here because I'm about to sell this place, because he has to sell it for like his inheritance and stuff. And she's like, no baby, you're not selling this place because this is my home. Okay, so I have a deed that explains that this is my home. And he's like, that's an old deed. And so, you know, they got that little back and forth. Sis came downstairs with the piece because she wasn't playing with him. So it's just, I'm just looking at it like, he really, Mr. K is sneaky. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. And it's just so funny reading it because it's like, you know, you're getting back into this story with these characters and stuff. And it's just so funny. Like, he was really playing matchmaker on them. It's really adorable. It really is. But, and so what else happened in the first chapter? He also, you kind of, I got a little bit of, just a little snippet of talking about like what he had struggled with in his past, like addiction with drugs, alcohol, and sex. So that was kind of like something that he had to deal with. Now, I'm pretty sure it's going to come up within these 500 and something pages, will come up eventually in more detail. And then, plot twist. And this came very early. I appreciate that it's not like a middle plot twist, but sis got a whole kid. 5 years old. She's going to be adorable. I already see it. I already know, like, I already know. She's going to be stinking adorable. And so he's like, is that right? And she's like, no. But before she can even say that, he passed out. So now I'm trying to really wonder, like, you know, because they did have some type of hookup some years before. So I'm trying to see, like, is that his kid and she just like never told him, or is it really not his kid? But yeah, that was just all in chapter 1. So far it's pretty easy as far as like reading goes. Again, this is my first time actually reading the physical copy of the book. I've always just read it on my Kindle. So far so good. I mean, it is pretty heavy compared to a Kindle, I will say that much. But yeah, I think I'll come back to you guys with a checkup, maybe chapter 10. That's my goal. But yeah, so I'll be back chapter 10. Okay. Okay, let's talk about some things. So, I know I told you guys my second checkup was going to be when I got to chapter 10. I did end up getting chapter 10 last night. I want to say around 11:59, 11:58, very late. Honestly, it's because I had to work out and do some other stuff yesterday. So, and plus I was reading another book. I was reading volume 3 of Spy Family. So I was reading that also before I even hopped into this book. And so I wanted to I actually finished that this morning. But I did get to chapter 10 last night, but I didn't come on camera to talk to you guys about anything just because it was a little late. Like, it was like 11:59 p.m. exactly. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait until the morning to come back and talk to you guys, even though it's like 3 or 2 p.m. so it's like in the evening. But I'm on chapter 11. I just finished chapter 10 because I stopped at chapter 10. I'm on chapter 11 now, page 107, and baby, it's so many things going on. It's so many things. Okay, first off, if you guys read the ending of chapter, if you probably already read this book, so you read the ending pages of chapter 10, 106, y'all should know what my face is looking like that, because I'm like, hold the F up. Who are you talking to like that? Like, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay, I know I came back and I talked to you guys about chapter 1, and I said I'm gonna come back to chapter 10, and quite a few things happened. We got to a little bit, had like this Cammy and Cal's dialogue going back and forth with the whole swearing jar thing and him having to give her cash. That was so funny to me. I literally laughed out loud because he didn't have any dollar bills, so he only had $100 bills in his wallet, and so she was like, you owe me $1 for swearing. And so because he didn't have $1, he just gave her $100 bill, and she was like, you said 2 swears. And he was like, listen, the 100 is worth more than $1. You see the 2 zeros? She pretty much played him into getting like either, I think it was $300 or $600 from him. I don't even know, but sis played him to get some money, and I'm not mad at it. But y'all, it's a lot going on. We end up learning about some new characters. One new character who used to be Cal's old friend back in the day is Wyatt, who was a police officer in this small town, who I'm guessing is having a little situationship with Lana. So it is, I'm trying to wonder, is it Elena or Alana? I kind of like Lana better. I ain't gonna cap, so I'm gonna call her Lana. But Wyatt, who was Cal's old friend, who Cal told to watch over her when he had left her like 5 years ago with his whole drug addiction and all that stuff, pretty much I guess is having a situationship / relationship with Alana and knows Cammy and all this stuff. And baby, it's just redonkulous, like, cause that was his old friend, so he feels some type of way. And literally page 106 was like them kind of having a run-in because Cal was eating at the diner, because that was the only restaurant that was open in a small town, and so everybody in the diner is pretty much mean mugging him, because this is like such a small knit community where when Alana went like completely like emotionally broke down because of, you know, Cal leaving her, the whole entire like town knew about it, and so they feel some type of way about Cal because of that. Like, they don't really mess with him because they hurt one of their regulars in the town, the townies is what you would call her. You hurt one of their townies, so they ain't fucking with you, pretty much is what's going on. And so then, you know, they kind of mean mugging him, whatever the case may be. Then Wyatt comes in, and then you could just feel like the animosity with them. And then he says some slick shit because, y'all, I gotta read this. So pretty much, let me see. What happened? Okay, so I'm just gonna read the very first like top of the page. It says, of course, nice seeing you, Percival, I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. He says he tips his hat. Him calling me by my middle name reminds me of too much all at once. My stomach churns and the food in front of me becomes inedible. I flip him off. Fuck you, Eugene. I think I'll fuck Elena instead. But thanks for the offer, he winks. Bitch! What the actual fuck? I would have froze. Like, who are you talking to like that? Like, oh my god. So it's obvious it's gotta be something going on, because if nothing going on and Cal brings that up to Alana, that's what homeboys of his saying about you, then you know she gonna feel some type of way about him. And it's kind of crazy to Cal because like he remembers Wyatt and Alana never got along when they was younger. Like, they always had some type of beef going on. So now that, you know, years later, 5 years later, you know, it's something going on with them, and he was supposed to be his friend and all that. It's just messyville, let me tell you. But let me say this. From what I read, From what I read, from all the way from chapter 1 to chapter 10, just as of right now, again, this is how much I've read. This is how much I have left. I'm only on page 107. Have I did damage? No. I mean, obviously, I'm only on page 107, and it's almost a 600-page book. But what I can say so much from just getting to the 100th page today, I feel as though in order for me to give this book like a really good review, like a really good star rating, Alana and Cal are gonna not have to end up being together at the end of this book. I just don't see it happening. It just won't make any sense to me for them to be together with all what's going on. Like, I don't know, unless you're just gonna do a really big time jump, you feel me? For it to make sense as to why they're together in the end, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna make any sense, and it's gonna feel forced to be like, oh, it's a romance story, so they need to be together, happy ever after, blah blah blah. It's just, it won't make sense to me personally, because even right now, Cal is still struggling with alcohol. He's like having this whole situation with Wyatt is really like he's thinking about picking up his flask and everything and drinking, because not only with Wyatt, but the lady who works at the diner, what's her name? Isabel, who is like someone who works at the diner. She pretty much went into this whole rant talking about how pretty much broken down Alana was after Cal left and everything. And he felt like really like, you know, shook by that and wanted to take a sip of alcohol for it. So it's like, for him to still have this, still be struggling with this right now, at this very moment, it doesn't, like, you gotta have a humongous time jump for it to make sense as to why they would end together. Because not only just the alcohol situation, but just the way that it really broke her down as a person. Like I'm a stubborn person, let me just say that. So you do me dirty, it don't matter how many years, we can forgive, but we ain't forgetting, and we can just move on. Even though I think, like, they keep talking about how they had like this like soulmate type of relationship, it just won't make sense, and it'll feel forced, in my personal opinion. And if they end up being together in the end, I'm probably gonna give us a low rating. I ain't gonna cap, because it depends on how I mean, again, we got about 500 pages left, you know, to make it make sense. But do I think it's gonna make sense? To be honest, no. It won't make sense if they are together, just because of all the stuff that's going on. What's still going on with his addiction, how it all left off with him leaving her, how it made her feel broken. Like, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. I think they should just stay their own separate ways. They should grow as individuals. And I could see it even being like a friendship again. Sure, maybe, but relationship wise, I don't see it should happen that way. But I'm gonna let it. That's just my 10 chapter check-in. The next time you guys see me, I'll probably be at the halfway mark.
Stop the cap.
Halfway finished with it, and then my last check-in will be when I'm completely finished with the book. So I have 2 more check-ins to come in and talk to you guys about how I'm personally feeling about the book. But yeah, that's just my 10th chapter check-in. So far, it's entertaining. It's very easy and fast-paced to read. Again, this is my first time reading this series from Lauren Asher as a physical copy. I've always read it on Kindle Unlimited on my Kindle, so to, like, you know, hold the actual book, feel it, it's a nice feeling book. I ain't gonna cap. I love like the velvety feel of the book. And so it's quick read, interesting character, interesting like banter. It got your girl laughing at some moments as well. I love like the art in the book as well. Like this page, this is chapter 11. Like these different, that's one thing I could say I've been loving about this entire series books. Like the first one, the second one, even though I didn't read the physical copies, I love just looking at the art in them. I think my favorite one so far though is going to be Terms and Conditions, Iris and Declan. I like how their pages look. They look so cute. But yeah, and then plus it's the green on the book too. I love green, so automatically like that book the most as far as like the design of it. But also I want to mention, I love the fact that page 36 or something, like close to around 30 pages, we finally, you know, Iris and them were mentioned in the book. That's one thing I really love when they mention the past characters. Like they mention Rowan, Zara, Iris, and Dinkley, and I'll be like, I love it. I'm here for it. Okay, I love it. And so, you know, I think we get more of Iris just because, again, like I said, in the Terms and Condition book, we found out that Iris and Cal were best friends are best friends. So it makes sense why we get a lot of Iris in this book and him talking to her, because that's his best friend. And I think the first scene that we see her, we hear about her in, is when I think Sis was getting her lips kissed on, and I'm not talking about them lips up here, okay? I'm just saying, because homegirl had to put Cal on mute twice while she was talking to him, and Declan was in the room too, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but listen, I love when they, you know, feature the past characters from series and stuff like that. So that's just, so far I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. It's hitting all the points, but I'm just really excited to see how that's going to end, and if it's going to be like, if it's going to be one of those cliche romances where they just try to make it, everything naturally, you know, solves itself. The problems are solved, and so they can be together at the end when they really shouldn't be. You know, I'm trying to, hopefully this won't be that case, but maybe it will. Maybe it'll make sense in the end how she writes this. I don't know. But so far I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, that's it for my 10th chapter check-in. I'll be back halfway through. I don't know. I have to do the math as far as how many pages it is and what's the half of that, what page I need to be to come back to talk to you guys. So yeah, with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the next check-in. Alrighty, what's up you guys? I'm currently recording this voiceover at like 1 a.m. and my dog is sleeping in my room, so sorry if I'm whispering or whatever. But basically, I'm coming to you guys with a little intermission in this reading vlog where you guys can see obviously right now your girl is unboxing a iPhone 14 Pro. I simply just didn't want to make a individual video of this simply because it just didn't go with my content, but I always wanted to do one of these, so that's why I'm just including it in this vlog. But as you guys just saw, I was unboxing and your girl couldn't even have the iPhone Apple like aesthetic unboxing because your girl's box came ripped. Girl, I got this from like T-Mobile and they shipped your girl phone looking in the case cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I couldn't even have it, you know, all perfect and stuff because the flap was broken. In this scene right here, you see me, well, you just saw me comparing my iPhone 14 Pro to my iPhone 8 Plus. Your girl is finally updated because your girl's had that phone like what? I believe I got it the year it came out. So it came out in 2017 from my research. So your girl has had it for quite some time. So your girl is no longer, doesn't have the home button anymore, the fingerprint. I now have Face ID, so you know, I'm officially upgraded. But basically in these clips, you just pretty much see me unboxing the phone, unboxing the little accessories I have for the phone, like right here, the screen protector, and this is also the case that I got for the time being because I actually ordered some cases from Casetify off of Amazon, so they're like their official website on Amazon. I got some of those and those are coming in tomorrow from the day that I'm recording that these clips. So I just had, well, originally I was going to get a Casetify case because Casetify is expensive and this is not sponsored. Boo, it is expensive, but I originally was going to stick to the case that I ended up showing you in this first clip, but I saw some really cute cases that I really wanted to get, and I ended up, it must have been meant to be for me to get them on Amazon because on the actual official website they didn't have, like, the case basically that I had that you guys will see in the clip coming up is I have the push-in case from Casetify, and so you buy the case individually because they come in different colors, or they come in black, like a taupey brown, pink, purple, or lilac if you want to call it that, and yeah, I think it comes in like 4 colors, those 4 colors, and then you get these pins, these push-in pins that you push into the case, and they have different styles. So they have like a peace, love type one, and they have a breakfast diner one. They have like a cottage core one as well, and then I forgot the other one. It was like I don't even remember what it's called, y'all. I don't remember. But yeah. So I ended up getting like the peace love one and then the breakfast diner one because I wanted to combine some of the pins onto my case. But yeah, a little tip: if you guys decide to get this case and you get it from Amazon, the thing is you can't mix and match the pins with the cases as much as you can do on the actual Casetify website. On the actual Casetify website, you can pick a case whatever color. Like, let's just say you want only the pink case, but you want to get a whole bunch of different pins. You can do that on Casetify. As far as getting on Amazon, you have to buy the case, the color case you want with that pin collection. And if you want another pin collection, you have to buy another case with it. Like, you can't just buy the individual pins on Amazon like you can on Casetify. So I would definitely suggest, if you want to just do that, then to just do it on the Casetify website. But as of the time that I was recording this, all the like pins on Casetify were out of stock. So it was just, at this point I was desperate and I wanted the case and the pins. So I was like, let me just, and plus I don't mind like switching the cases. As you guys, right here, I'm showing you my green case because you girls just love green. But you'll see in that clip, I switched it to the Casetify case I'm talking about. I ended up getting the purple and the pink one, and I got, again, I already told you the pins I got. But yeah, so yeah, this is pretty much just me kind of coming in to talk a little bit about, the case and the iPhone. I shouldn't be doing too much talking because I kind of just want to have music play in the background and you guys can just see. The reason this footage is muted is because your girl was listening to like YouTube, so that's why it's muted and I just had music playing in the background. But yeah, I hope you guys just enjoy this little intermission. Don't worry, I will be coming back to kind of sort of give you guys my closing remarks as far as the fine print, which I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. It ain't closing remarks. You probably saw from the title. It's part 1 of the reading vlog because your girl was going through a lot. My stomach growled. The girl's going through a lot to the point that I couldn't finish the book. So I'm just go ahead and give you guys that heads up. But I did have some little remarks as far as to what I have read in the book, and it was a roller coaster, let me just say that. But yeah, now officially I'm unboxing the Casetify cases, and I will say, I ain't gonna cap, I was kind of sad that I didn't get the whole Casetify experience because I just seen so many videos of it as far as it coming packaged and stuff like that as if it's a gift. But I guess I kind of understand, considering that I got this from Amazon instead of the actual Casetify physical website, even though it's still technically the Casetify website, it's just on Amazon. So I don't know why the experience would be different, but yeah. So now you guys just see me unboxing the pink case with the pins that come with that case. And so I'm going to stop talking. I literally talked the majority of this intermission type clip, but let me stop talking because my dog is now looking at me like, girl, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this intermission, and I will see you in the next clip. You see what had happened was, right? Life really got your girl in a chokehold. I ain't gonna cap. Okay, you guys, so I'm back. I told you guys that I would basically come back for when I got halfway through the book of Final Offer, and then I would come back for my final remarks when I got to the end of the book. You see what had happened was, right? See, I kind of got into a reading slump. Not because of this book in particular, but simply because I had like a little reading challenge I was doing with my family. Or well, this like bingo board challenge I was doing. And you know, we all had to like put little options in the little boxes on the bingo board. And one of my options were to read 10 books in a month. Now, me doing that simply because, one, I know I could do it and I could beat them, and two, because they don't like reading and they weren't gonna do it. Okay, so lo and behold, one of the lines that I ended up completing on the bingo board was that line that I had to read 10 books in the month, and I wanted to get that finished in this month. So with that being the case, your girl technically just reread like 10 manga series that I read last month that you will probably see in this month's wrap up. But best believe I'm not going to go into detail again over those series because I already talked about them in the February wrap up. But with me having to read those like very like almost in I guess a 4-day span 10 manga series, it put your girl in a reading slump so bad that the Final Offer really just got slept on, seriously. So I'm not even halfway through this book. I ain't gonna cap. I'm actually, where am I? I am chapter 16, halfway through this book. It will be chapter 30. Page 292. I'm on page 160. So your girl didn't even make it halfway by the time you guys will see this, because technically this reading vlog was supposed to be uploaded last week, but it simply just didn't happen because again, I hadn't gotten finished with the book, and then I wanted to make sure I had got it finished for this week, but again, it still just didn't happen with reading slump and just being busy with other stuff that I really couldn't. I've read, I'm not saying I haven't been reading, I just haven't read to the 2 marks that I said I would come back to update you guys on how I'm feeling. So technically this reading vlog, sorry the lighting kind of got crazy, but really this reading vlog is going to have to be a 2-part thing, because as you guys know, I came to you guys about this reading vlog with the first chapter, how I felt about it, and then the first 10 chapters, and I kind of gave you guys like a little intermission of me unboxing my new iPhone, my iPhone 14 Pro. I didn't want to do an individual video for that just because I felt like it didn't go with like what I have going on this channel, and plus, but I still wanted to do it because I mean I love watching unboxings, especially of Apple products. So I mean, first of all, look at my case. Oh my god. Not sponsored, but it's so cute. And then I have the iPhone 14 Pro and the Shadow Black, is that what it's called? I forgot, but I have it in the, basically they're a black color phone. This is my first time ever getting a phone that is black. I typically, or just a dark color in general, I typically get the I said that wrong. I typically get the phones that's either in gold or silver. But my last phone, which you guys saw, was my iPhone 8 Plus. Your girl still had the home button, okay? And that was a rose gold phone. So this is my first time getting a phone that is like a darker color. And baby, I'm in love with it. I love it so much. Like, I love this phone because, again, your girl got Face ID and crap. I'm upgraded. And the case is so cute, and the phone is so cute, and this is like my screensaver. Look at this. Oh my god. Are you seriously gonna tell me that's not cute? Oop. Sorry. I did turn off the always on display because I was not feeling it. And I have like tried like the dynamic island thing, and it's pretty cool. Like, y'all look at my phone. You probably cannot see because it's extremely bright, but you see my dog Rocky. But yeah, it is so cute. I have like a brown color with a little pink, obviously from the phone case, but we're not talking about the phone no more. You guys saw that little intermission clip in this vlog. But yeah, back to the book. I do have some things I want to say, but I just want to give you guys a heads up that this vlog will basically consist of it being a two-part. So the next reading vlog will be probably the ending of this, because I do want to in fact finish my commentary with you guys so you can guys see how I'm like feeling about the book, because honestly the book is freaking crazy. I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying the characters. But there is something that I very much noticed reading like chapter 15 and stuff that I just wanted to talk about, and that's like the real main reason why I still want to do like a part 2 of this reading vlog, and I want to document it and how I'm feeling about the book, because it's some things that I've uncovered from this book that I'm trying to get it all the puzzle pieces together and try to figure out what's going on. But so yeah, so like I told you guys, your girl is on chapter 16. That's page 160. A lot is going on. We already know like the main premises of it is that Elena or Alana, I really don't know how to pronounce her name, but we're gonna say Alana. I think it's Lana. Yeah, Alana, she's staying at this place. Her mother was a worker for Cal's grandfather. We all know Cal's grandfather, like the rich billionaire who's basically leaving money down to his son and his grandsons. Cal, he's like a 3. He has 2 other brothers, Declan and I stay forgetting his name. Rohan? Was it Rohan? Rohan? Girl, let me go. Hold on. Girl, that boy named Rowan.
Oh my god.
I got the Ro part right, but listen. Basically, he has 2 other brothers, and they all had to complete certain things in the grandfather's will in order to get their inheritance from him after he passed away. And so now with Cal, he has to basically sell his grandfather's, it's like a old beach house that they have, and he has to sell it. But the gag is, which he did not mention to Cal, is that his ex-girlfriend, who he left because he had a drug addiction and alcohol addiction, he left, his grandfather basically left the beach house to her, so he's got to try to sell that beach house, but again, that's her home. And also he promised her that once he had left her that he would never come back to that place, to that little small town, or to that beach house, and he kind of technically lied in that case, because again, he has to sell it in order to get his inheritance. But yeah, all that pretty much goes down. So yeah, you have these 2 characters who are now pretty much at this point where I'm at in the book is where they are trying to renovate the house, because she's trying to get the most change she can get from this house, because she sees like all these other houses on the block are getting sold for way more than what they would have probably got for their like beach house, because it is so like run down a little bit. And so sis is trying to, she originally was trying to prolong the process of getting the house sold, because again, that's like her home, and you know, she's raising her daughter in there, which is technically her niece biologically, because that's her sister's daughter, but she's raising her as her own daughter because her sister is also a drug addict. So we don't know if she's going to ever pop up back in the book. Maybe she will in vlog 2 of this book, I don't know. But yeah, so we got this going on, and so that's pretty much the premises is all him trying to sell it and him trying to go into battle with her, but she don't want to sell it because that's her home. And also he can't mention to her that he has to sell it for the will, else it would be like a forfeit type of thing where he won't get his money, and blah 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 blah. And basically at the end of the day, all the brothers are technically working together so they could have more ownership of like the brand of his grandfather compared to their father, because their father is trash, utter trash. He's very abusive and blah 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 blah. So that's pretty much the premises of the book. Now let me get to my little commentary of the book. So far as me reading from, I just realized if I came back to you guys and I told you guys about how I was feeling from chapter 10, your girl, from this whole entire like long period of time it was taking me to read and talk about this book, it has been a total of 6 chapters I have read. I'm so sorry. Listen, I need to be better. I need to do better. I know. Listen, okay, when you read 10 books in a span of 4 days, tell me you ain't gonna get in a reading slump, okay? You'll be lying. You'll be lying. So don't come at me like that, okay? But besides that, I know I'm gonna be better, hopefully, because next week, actually this week, I have to buy a book for my college course to read, so hopefully, you know, we'll see how that go. But listen, girl, I love the characters. I love the banter between Cal and Alana. I said Alana. Did I say I was gonna call her Elena? We're gonna call her Alana. I don't know. I love the banter between these 2 characters. Now I also remember I mentioned in one of my clips previously how I felt like the way that this book is going, in order for me to really enjoy this book and really love this book, it has to be to where they do not get back together at the end, because it was just too much going on. And I especially feel like because Cal is still an alcoholic, he's still drinking, how long of a span is this like situation going to be going on for him to get the house prepared to sell, for him to like have some type of growth to where they can be together, and it'll not be like you're just forcing it because, oh, it's a romance book, you know, type thing. Because at the end of the day, I think this is he's trying to get this house renovated like in a span of 6 months. Like in 6 months, you are not about to grow and to stop being an alcoholic so that you can be a better man for this girl and for this child. If you do start to date her again, because now she has a daughter, you ain't about to do that shit in 6 months. So let's cut the crap, okay? Stop the cap, okay? It is not happening. So that's why I just feel like if they end up being together, it's just, I'm gonna have to give it a low rating because it's not gonna make any logical sense. But listen, they do have some great banter. They do have some great going backs, and I ain't gonna cap. Cal really be coming with the flames. Like, well, let me read y'all one of the line real quick. I got it folded too. I need to talk to y'all about this one. Okay. Let me read this. Okay. So I need to remember exactly what they was talking. I think they was talking in the house because he was trying to make a deal with her about how like he will basically put in all the money to renovate the house. She don't have to pay nothing, and that when they sell the house, she would give him all. Will give her all the profit. So he was basically trying to, you know, sucker her up to where she would be able to like allow him to try to sell this house, because he needs to sell this house for the will and all that stuff, which she don't know about, okay? But that's pretty much his way of trying to get her to like be a part of what's going on instead of trying to go against him, because again, he wants his money for the will. I mean, he can risk a couple of million for a fucking billions, okay? He'll be okay. Which again, she don't know that, but we're gonna get past that part, okay? So they was in the kitchen talking, and so where part do I need to no, let me start at the very top. This is on page 150. I'm gonna read from the very top of the page. He says, does he say or I say? Hold on. Who's talking? No, this is Cal talking, because this is in his point of view. So he says, my clenched fist pressed into my thighs. I'm trying to help both of us out while giving you a nice deal. I don't need your help, she snaps. No, but it would be nice to send Cammy to that fancy school she got into with the funds. Her eyes narrow. Now you're just playing dirty. I wink. My favorite kind of strategy. Is it working? Marginally, although your cocky grin isn't doing it for me at the moment. I wipe the smile off my face. Work with me. I'm not above begging on my knees to get her to see reason. This kind of money can change anyone's life. How would you know? You made your first billion the moment you took your first breath. I'm not completely detached from reality. I understand the value of money. Knowing how to spend it isn't the same thing as valuing it. My teeth grind together. Valuing your money means knowing where to spend it, not how. Look at you being all wise. I'm more than just a pretty face, Lana. I have a brain too. Who lied to you and called you pretty? First of all, that made me laugh out loud. I ain't gonna count. Because I love their banter. It's just so good. It's just so funny. Hold on, okay. It says, who lied to you and called you pretty? She bats her lashes. You did, while I was between your legs with my tongue deep inside your needy cunt. Bitch, when he said that shit, I literally had to close my book and just this. Like, I know this man did not just say that to her. Girl, like, can you imagine having like some type of beef with somebody, or like having like a little petty banter, and they hit you with that? Like your ex boo thing hit you with that? Bitch, I would have punched him dead in his face. Like, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Girl, when I read that, I almost passed the fuck out. I was like, I had to close the book and just pray for a second. Because he wild for that. He wild. Like, that right there, he had checkmate on her ass. I ain't gonna cap. But, like, it's just the stuff like that. The little banter, the little hits on them. I love it. I'm here for it, okay? So, I'm loving the banter. I'm loving, like, again, I am very much enjoying. I left off on talking about how much I just enjoy the banter and their back and forth. And, like, I definitely understand the chemistry between the two as far as, like, the whole romantic aspect. I do. I get it. I understand it. It's just, how is she going to play this out to the end of the book to where it makes sense with him still having his addiction? Because he's got to get clean of that for that relationship to work. And in a 6-month period when y'all over here trying to fix this house and he's trying to do this quick, that ain't gonna happen, Captain. It ain't gonna happen. Like, the only way I could see it happening is if, like, in the ending of the book, they do it to where it's like 10 years later and some shit like that. Like, I don't know. Like, that's the only way I can really see it. But either then, like, I don't know. But one little thing that I want to mention, I want to talk about, like, it's gonna be pretty lengthy in that sense. But let me just explain this. We all have things, like these type of books that we read, where we dread seeing something happen in the book because we know, like, something is gonna happen, like something negative is gonna happen. Like, we, you know, as us being like the readers of the book, we see ahead of what the characters see. And so we be reading stuff or whatever the case, or even if you watch TV, whatever, we know more than what the characters know. So we kind of like dread when something's about to happen because we just know it's about to go down. And that is something that has occurred multiple times in this book that I didn't realize I felt that way. Well, I kind of sort of did, but after reading chapter 15 going into chapter 16, it hit. Like, it is something, and to be more specific, with Cal that I dread about with him, especially him living in this town for this amount of time, trying to fix his house and everything, because again, they're in a small town. Now I'm gonna cap. When I hear small town, I think of, like, I don't think of rich million dollar houses, mansions. I don't think that when I hear small town. I think of Sweet Home Alabama. Like, I ain't gonna care. Like, I think of country folk. You're gonna see some farm, like stuff like that. Small town. Like, I don't even think of rich millionaires, small town. I don't know why, but that just doesn't pop. That's just me personally, okay? But regardless, they live in a small town. This beach house is located in a small town, right? And so everybody's close-knit. Everybody and their mama know each other, period. Like, they know the people down the street. They know the next door neighbors. Ain't nobody about to be stealing from nobody because everybody know each other. So everybody know everybody tea, okay? So that's the thing. And so with that being the case, everybody knows Alana or Elena or whatever y'all want to call her. They know her, know everything about her. She's been there pretty much all her life living in that house. So they know her. And they know Cal too because he used to live there. And again, his grandfather used to own it. But of course he moved away. And so they know of Cal. They know him. They don't like him. And so that feeling that I was just talking about earlier, I get that. I started to really feel it, especially at the end of chapter 15, where I dread every single time that man comes out of that anytime he comes out of that beach house, or he lives in like the little small attachment house to the beach house, because he doesn't stay directly in the house with Alana and Cammy, but he stays into the little house. Anytime he leaves that little house to go anywhere other than the big house, I feel dread in my soul. I feel dread. Why? Because what I have learned by reading just a couple of to reading chapter 16, page 160, Cal is literally getting bullied. I don't care what anybody says. He is literally getting bullied by an entire town. And it is mind-boggling. Like, the type of bullying, or the type, almost low-key, like it makes you wonder, like, what the hell did this dude do? Okay, so, I don't know if any of you guys ever watch American Dad. But it's an episode where Roger, we all know, if you watch American Dad, you know Roger, he has these different personas, okay? And so he wears different outfits. Sometimes he'll dress like a woman or a child or a man or a boy or a girl. He just dress like anything. Like, he just be dressing up, okay? Because really, he's an alien, you know, so he has to dress up to look like a human so he can go outside. Otherwise, they'll call, you know, the CIA and all them on him because, I mean, he's an alien, and you know, and Stan works for the CIA. So if you know American Dad, you know the storyline. But anyways, it's an episode where Roger, he wears this certain outfit, and the time he wore that certain outfit, everybody in the town literally wanted to kill him and attack him. And Steve is trying to figure out, like, what is it about this outfit? Like, why is it that when you wear this, everybody is trying to attack you? And then you kind of get like the backstory of everything, that when Roger wears that specific outfit, he basically has been running ham across the town, bullying people, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. So when he wore that costume that day. He had totally forgot. First of all, he was confused because he needed something to wear, because he was like, I think he had something had gotten into his closet and like tore holes in all his clothes, so he only had that particular outfit that was untouched, and he was trying to figure out like, dang, why is this in the back of my closet? Why hasn't I worn this? This looks amazing. I look great in it. And then he went outside and everybody just kept mean mugging him, looking at him. Everywhere he go, they just kept mean mugging him, pointing at him, and he was just kind of like, I mean, he liked the attention, because, I mean, let's be honest, Roger is an attention whore, but he didn't realize, like, he thought the attention was good, like, oh, people looking at me, they feeling me, okay, and then he started to see, like, the smug looks on their faces, and they were just, they wanted to shoot they one. Honestly, they had beef with him with that outfit on. Because for some reason, they cannot tell that this is an alien that's just wearing different outfits, but instead they think he's a whole different person with every different outfit he wears. Girl, again, it's American Dad. I can't explain it. Okay, it just is what it is. But that's how I feel Cal is in this situation. Every time he goes out, they are looking at him, pointing at him. There he go. There he go. Me mugging him, ready to fight. And I'm just trying to figure out, what is it? Like, it has to be something at the end of this book that explains to me why everybody wants to shoot they one with Cal. Why they want to mean mug him, why they want to fight him, why they say the things they say to him outside. It's like every time he got to fight for his life. He is fighting for his life every time he leaves that damn house. It doesn't make no sense. And at this point, after I read chapter 15, I was like, this man is, I'm reading a book of this man getting bullied. Truly, honestly, he's getting bullied every time he goes outside. And honestly, I felt bad for him. Like, I started feeling a little bit bad for him reading some of the chapters, but then I was like, am I wrong for feeling bad for him? Because, you know, he is technically, like, you know, he left her and everything, that case may be. But after reading chapter 15, I was like, confirmed. And I'm standing 10 toes down in it. I feel bad for Cal. I honestly was feeling like I shouldn't feel bad for him, but then I'm trying to figure out exactly why shouldn't I feel bad for him? Because, again, yes, he did leave Alana, but I was trying to break down the whole situation with them, because they talked about it a little bit earlier in the book where, you know, he had ended up getting addicted to, like, the painkillers he was taking, because he used to be a hockey player, and he ended up getting injured, so he was no longer playing hockey. He ended up getting addicted to the painkillers, and then, you know, drugs and alcohol and blah. And then eventually, I think one night or something, he just came into the house, to that beach house that Alana was living in again at that time. Well, she's always been living there, I believe. But he went into her room, packed his stuff. She was trying to understand what was going on, why he was trying to leave, and then he basically just told her that he had to leave. He was leaving her and that he didn't love her, stuff like that. And basically saying very mean things, don't get me wrong. So, with that all being said, I understood why Alana got beef with him. And I guess I can understand the situation as to, like, it is a small town, so everybody know everybody's business. So, why everybody feels like, oh, they're gonna, you know, side with Alana, because, again, she is a native there, and then, you know, blase. But I was just trying to understand, like, okay, you knew that this dude was a drug addict. Like, it's something about, I'm not saying necessarily that you have to make excuses for people who are alcoholics or drug addicts or so forth, but it's at the same time, it's kind of like a mindset I feel like we all have, like, oh, this is a drug addict, this is somebody who has alcoholic problem. I feel like, in a way, I'm not saying it's gonna hurt any less, but it is something about trying to take it with a grain of salt. Like, I'm not really caring, like, trying to not take it personal, because, again, they have a problem. And so, my whole process is, it's got to be something enough that it exposed at the end of this book to why everybody and their mama want to fight him. It cannot just be because he left this girl. Because if that is really what the premise of this book is, why everybody is... Girl, you had the lady at the diner, what was her name, Isabel something. He wanted to go to the bookstore because Rowan's girl in the first book, I forget their name, I'm so sorry, but her, because Iris put her in a group chat with him. So it was Iris, Cal, and then Rowan's Zara, that's her name. Zara, Iris, and Cal were in a group chat, and then Iris asked Zara, what books would you recommend for Cal? Because he needed something to do or something, the case may be. And so then Cal said, tell me what books that you like so I don't get those books. Like, she was like, okay, I'll recommend you some books that are not romance or whatever the case may be, because Zara loves romance. So he was like going to the bookstore. He was going to Barney's, okay, and trying to find some mystery thrillers stuff like that. And so as soon as he go up in there, the lady in the bookstore who's like the clerk looking at him strange, and it's just like, I just came into Barney's to get a book, man, like dang. And then not only that, but then Alana's two best friends walk up into the same bookstore, and then so one of them comes into the bookstore and basically like pointing in his chest and going back and forth, and it's just like, this man's at Barney's trying to buy a book, man. Like, I understand it because those are her two best friends, so of course they get it. But the gag is, what I ended up finding out from that whole situation is that one of the girls that is Alana's best friend was actually Cal's friend first, and now are no longer friends, and she's best friends with Alana. And so it's like, dang, like, okay, yeah, I used to be friends. The same thing with the police officer in the one I took, the clip I read with you guys about. The best friend that he thought originally was messing with Alana, but ended up finding out that he was actually married to one of the best friends. He was just doing that to try to steer Cal away from Alana. But even that was a past friend of his that is now closer to Alana and all this stuff. And it was just doing too much. And then not only that, but the book clerk decided to just scurry her ass away from the whole scene. Like, oh, he getting beat up, bye. Like, I was like, what is it? It cannot be the premise of this man who we are. If y'all know everything about this damn town and everybody in it, y'all knew this man was a drug addict and had some problems. So it's just like, y'all really got beef with a man who had drug problems and an alcohol problem, who decided to leave the person who they claim they didn't love. But in a way, if you really think about it, probably did her more help than harm by leaving her. Because let's be honest, would you wanted him to stay being a drug addict and alcohol? I mean, of course you would have wanted him to get better, but obviously at that point he wasn't gonna be getting better. Let's just be honest. So it's just like, and then not only that, because of all the crap that was going on with that, he decided to leave the bookstore and then goes to a bar. And he was trying to get served some alcohol, I'm guessing. Yeah, because, you know, that's how he like to solve all his problems, drinking alcohol. And so the bartender was like, no, I'm not going to serve you. So, listen, with that whole scene, you can split it up two ways. You can look at it as one, he's doing him a justice, doing him a service, if you will, because the bartender ended up telling him that Isabel told him about him and was like, I'm not serving you, whatever case may be. So at that point, it's kind of like, okay, you feel me? They know that he has an alcohol problem. So y'all are aware he has an alcohol problem. So y'all like, we're not going to serve you. Okay? So you can look at it that way. Or you can look at it another way, as if everybody already hates him. So they're like, I'm not serving you because I hate you. Not because you have an alcoholic problem, but just because I don't like you. Again, it's two lines. I don't know which way you want to go with that. But then he was like, you know what, forget this. I'll go somewhere else where somebody else can serve me. But she's basically mentioning trying to go to a farther bar out of the town. Because literally, this town hates his freaking guts, y'all. But anyways, once he leaves the bar, as he's heading out the bar, somebody screams in the background, go to hell. What is it about this man that he has done for you when I tell you I busted out laughing, not only because I thought it was fucking funny, but it was also kind of sad. Like, what is it that this man has done to y'all to where you just scream go to hell as somebody leaves the bar? Like, he has got to do some real criminal. It cannot be he left this girl brokenhearted. That's why y'all got beef. It's got to be something. And it can't be because he's rich. Because again, if this is a small, I'm looking at it from a point of view of where she's staying at and how she's talking about how the other houses in this neighborhood is and how much they're selling for. Y'all all got some money. Y'all all a millionaire community. Again, confusion to me as of like when I think of a small town. Let me show y'all. This is what I think. How this town looks, how they describe it. This is what I think of a small town. Things we never got over, which I still have not finished. Don't come for me. I need to finish it. Then I need to get the second book. And I heard she got a third book coming this year too. Like, girl, I'm all the way late. Please don't come for me. By Lucy Score. These in a way have the same premise to me, as far as like, you have the bad person that everybody hates in town, small town, bam. But this, I feel like, does it better. Because again, her sister, Naomi's twin sister, like, when they describe the stuff that she's done to why people don't like her, it makes sense. Like, the girl literally left her child at the house by herself while she stole her sister's car and money and everything. She left a little kid by her. That alone made me hate you. Because you like, oh, you be alright, bye. Bitch, that make me hate you even more. So it makes sense why people got beef. But it's got to be something more in this. That it cannot just be this man left her and he a drug addict. And y'all don't like him. Like, it's got to be more. That's why I want to do a part 2 of this reading vlog. Because I want to continue reading this with you guys and like talk to you guys. And try to like, please don't put any spoilers past chapter 16 in the comments. I beg you, because I haven't read past there, okay? But baby, it's got to be more. Because it cannot be that this man left the girl and not everybody got beef. Because that will make no damn sense to yell at somebody and tell them to go to hell while they're leaving the bar. I'm telling you, it reminds me so much of that episode of Roger and how everybody was attacking him. But at the end of the day, with that scene, it made sense why everybody was attacking Roger. Because, like, you saw, like, the little flashbacks of what he did to everybody and why everybody has beef with him when he wears that particular outfit. And how he pretty much is a bad guy when he wears that outfit. But I just feel like the information that was given so far doesn't correlate with why people are coming at him the way they come at him. And then you look at it from a small town perspective, it's really not giving small town to me. Or maybe, was it giving small town, or was it like just like a close-knit community type thing? I don't know. But, girl, I don't know. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not lying. I'm having a great old time. But it's just like, I literally kind of felt a little bad, but I felt like I shouldn't say I felt bad for him. But now I'm standing 10 toes down. I feel bad for Cal because it's already bad enough. We know he has an alcoholic problem and he has issues, and y'all are obviously aware because y'all not serving him alcohol, and yet y'all really just coming at this man with pitchforks and fires and all this shit. Like, for what? Like, it's gotta be something. But I also heard that this was a pretty dark book. So maybe it's something further on that I hadn't got to yet. Because again, your girl's only on chapter 16. It's something else that I ain't got there yet. But, yeah, you guys. This is going to be part 1. Part 1 of the reading vlog of Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to read this. But the more, like, now me just sitting here talking to you guys, I want to just hop back in and read. I mean, I've been doing a lot of stuff as far as school. Recording for my gaming channel, having that reading slump from reading those 10 other books, and then also your girl got her laptop to work a lot better now. Not my editing laptop, but my gaming laptop that I have now that I use to play The Sims. And y'all know, if y'all know anything about The Sims, they just came out with a game pack or expansion pack, and then I ended up buying the high school pack too that I didn't buy when it first came out, and I got it on the sale because honestly, it should have been less. It should have been like way cheaper than what I paid for it, to be honest. Because baby, I'm playing that game, and girl, the EA stay getting over. But girl, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time about how EA be getting over. But so I've been playing The Sims, and that's just like my way to like cope and just chill. So like books usually are my way to cope and chill, but so far it has just been playing The Sims instead of reading. So yeah, I'm gonna get back into it. This is just part 1. We're coming back with part 2, and in that case part 2 will consist of me coming back to you guys in the halfway mark and then to the end. But yeah, I hope you guys like this reading vlog and like this just vlog in general, because I did again unbox my new iPhone. Oh, it's upside down. I did unbox my new iPhone, which I think is so cute. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's not the entire book, but I mean, better than to have than not to have it at all, and me to prolong it and push it back a whole nother week, because I think next week I need to record my wrap up. And so far the wrap up will be probably very short this month, because even though I did read 10 books consisted of books I read last month. So I'm not even going to really go I'm just going to tell you guys the 10 books I read, but I'm not going in detail about them because I already talked to you guys about them in February wrap up. And then one book that I finished was a Wattpad book, which honestly that's really what I've been reading. I've been either playing The Sims, being lazy and being in a reading slump, or I've been reading books on Wattpad. Yeah, I actually finished a book this month on Wattpad, so yeah, I haven't been reading. I have a whole physical TBR, and I actually used one of my credits for book of the month, so I got a book coming, and bitch, I'm over here reading Wattpad books when I got a whole big ass shelf of TBR books I need to read. Like, girl, make it make sense. So honestly, Wattpad, you don't got to do too much thinking with those books. It's just something about Wattpad. Like, you always go back to the place you know. I spit. You didn't see that. You always go back to the place you know, and Wattpad is that place. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you turn your notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a video. And I will see you guys, probably next video will be my March wrap up, but best believe I will be having another vlog in April, right? Because what week is it today? Let me see. Yeah. So I'm gonna say the next video you guys will see will definitely be of my my wrap up, and then the next video. So next week it'll be my wrap up, and then the next following week it'll be the second vlog of this, the final offer. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.